Prime Minister's question time.
B 210.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the House will recall that in his reply to the private notice question from the Leader of the Opposition on Tuesday, 11th of April 2023, the Attorney General and Minister of Agro-Industry and Food Security provided detailed information and clarifications regarding the grant of the shooting and fishing lease to Eco Deer Park Association on the state land at Dayo, Grand Bassin. He also explained the reasons for which the Ministry of Agro-Industry and Food Security had subsequently decided to cancel the lease of Eco Deer Park Association and to resume possession of the said state land. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Honourable Minister also informed the House that the Independent Commission Against Corruption has already initiated an inquiry into an allegation of corruption and money laundering in respect of the lease of the state land at Dayut to RKS Deer Ranch Limited and Eco Deer Park Association. He emphasized that both the Ministry of Agro-Industry and Food Security and the Forestry Service are collaborating fully in the investigation by providing all the information sought by the ICAC. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am informed by the Commissioner of Police that the police has also initiated an inquiry which is ongoing following reports made in March 2023 regarding alleged illegal activities at the state land formerly leased to Eco Deer Park Association. Mr. Speaker, sir, in regard to Part C of the question, I wish to point out that, as at date, I am not in presence of any report from relevant authorities for an alleged case of bribery against the Attorney General and the Minister of Agro-Industry and Food Security. Mr. Speaker, sir, in this particular case, it is neither advisable nor desirable to set up a commission of inquiry as suggested by the Honourable Member for the reasons I shall explain. Section 12(2) of the Commissions of Inquiry Act provides as follows, and I quote, "No evidence given before a commission shall give rise to any civil or criminal proceedings other than a prosecution for perjury against any person giving such evidence. B, be admissible against any person in any civil or criminal proceedings, except in the case of a witness charged with having given false evidence before the commissioner or commissioners conducting an inquiry under this Act." End of quote. It is clear, Mr. Speaker, sir, that no evidence given before a commission of inquiry can give rise to any civil or criminal proceedings or be admissible against any person in any civil or criminal proceedings. Mr. Speaker, sir, furthermore, Section 12(3) of the Commissions of Inquiry Act provides as follows, and I quote, "No person giving evidence before a commission shall refuse to answer any question on the ground that an answer would incriminate him, and no incriminating answer shall be admissible against him in any prosecution, action, or suit, unquote. Mr. Speaker, sir, what is stipulated in Section 12(3) further confirms that any evidence produced by a person before a commission of inquiry shall not be admissible against any person in any prosecution, action, or suit. Therefore, in the event the commission of inquiry incriminates any person, the evidence provided before the commission cannot be used for the purpose of prosecution. It is worth mentioning that the Supreme Court made the following pronouncement in the case of Dayal versus His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Mauritius, Supreme Court Judgment number 23 of 1998, and I quote, "The proceedings before the Commission cannot be equated with a criminal or civil trial, since the Commission has no power to try anyone for a criminal offense or to determine, as in the case of a civil court or tribunal having similar jurisdictional powers, the existence or extent of any civil right or obligation. The Commission is, it must be stressed, just a fact-finding tribunal which makes a report to the first respondent, and its findings do not have any judicial effect." End of quote. Accordingly, the police or any other investigatory body cannot rely on the evidence brought before a commission of inquiry to institute criminal proceedings against any person blamed by the commission. The police would instead have to start investigation afresh, call witnesses, gather evidence in relation thereto, and submit the file to the Director of Public Prosecutions for advice. Mr. Speaker, sir, experience has shown that previous commissions of inquiry set up by government have not enabled the authorities to take speedy actions against those blamed or incriminated in the report of a commission of inquiry. A commission of inquiry is time-consuming, and we have to bear in mind that the findings of a commission of inquiry are amenable to judicial review and eventually to the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the present case of the allocation of state land to Eco Deer Park Association, as I stated earlier, the Independent Commission Against Corruption and the police are already investigating into the various allegations made in this matter. These institutions are the relevant and competent institutions to carry out such investigations, and they are better equipped for such tasks. Moreover, since the hearings of a commission of inquiry are generally held in public, any evidence that will be produced before that commission or any witness deponing before that commission may be tempered or interfered with before any subsequent investigation by any investigatory body. Mr. Speaker, sir, the government is all for the setting up of any commission of inquiry which is fully justified and does full justice to the letter and spirit of the Commissions of Inquiry Act. We unhesitatingly did so by setting up, as a glaring example, the Commission of Inquiry on Drug Trafficking. However, in this particular case, for the reasons I have just explained, it is considered that the setting up of a commission of inquiry is indeed not warranted.
La réponse, Monsieur le Président, du Premier ministre est semblable à la réponse donnée quand l'ex-ministre Yogida Sominoden était impliqué. Le Premier ministre avait dit qu'il n'a pas de rapport pour déterminer que son ministre a fauté. Étant donné, Monsieur le Premier ministre, que vous-même vous avez déclaré que vous êtes la personne le mieux informée du pays et que plusieurs personnes, selon vos mots, étant dans votre radar, est-ce que le Premier ministre peut dire à la Chambre depuis quand il est au courant de ce méga scandale qui éclabousse son gouvernement de Eco-Deer Park, impliquant son ministre et son PPS? Depuis quand est-il au courant de cela?
Well, what is the allegation against the Honorable Attorney General? This is the question that has been put. I think the honourable member should read his own question that he has put. He is now talking about other people. But if I look at the question at paragraph C, you are talking about bribery against the current Honourable Attorney General. So I'm asking, what is the evidence? What is the information that you have, supposedly, to make such an allegation? Let me know.
Le Premier ministre, ici dans la Chambre, vous venez de dédouaner votre Attorney General et votre ministre de l'Agriculture. Ceci dit, le Premier ministre parle des allégations sans fondement, alors que nous avons eu des allégations sans fondement concernant l'honorable Colin Davelou. Nous avons eu des allégations...
Honorable Member, you have the right to ask a supplementary question with regard to your own question. Okay. What Honorable Colin Davelou has to do with it?
Non, mais le Premier ministre parle des allégations.
Go to your own question. Go to your own question.
Le Premier ministre déclare fièrement bien souvent, Monsieur le Président, que Mopou casse les reins la mafia à la drogue. Cela est lié à ma question initiale. Maintenant, Monsieur le Premier ministre, que votre propre ministre de l'Attorney General et votre propre PPS sont visés dans des allégations d'être en relation étroite avec un baron de la drogue qui a été condamné et qui a signé le contrat du bail. Qu'attendez-vous?
There is a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, I think this matter must stop. We are governed in this House, our proceedings are governed by our standing orders. And I will cite two standing orders to you, and I think you are duty-bound to rule that such type of question asked by the Honourable Member are inadmissible. Clause 22(1). I read as follows. A question shall not be asked which makes or implies a charge of a personal character or which reflects upon the character or conduct of person except in their official or public capacity. 45, Standing Order 45. The conduct of members of the Assembly shall not be raised except upon a substantive motion moved for that purpose. And in any amendment, question to a minister or remarks in a debate dealing with any other subject, reference to the conduct of the persons aforesaid shall be out of order.
Put good questions.
Heureusement pour le gouvernement, ce n'est pas des good questions. Je voudrais savoir, Monsieur le ministre a voulu me bâillonner, et qu'attend le Premier ministre pour montrer sa détermination et envoyer un signal fort, alors que son Attorney General, Monsieur le Président, est toujours en poste? Il peut, je le dis très fortement, il peut à ce jour manipuler les preuves et influencer les témoins. D'autres ministres à sa place ont dû...
This is insinuation, gross insinuation. This is not proper to parliamentary democracy. We've been hearing a lot about parliamentary democracy. This is not proper.
Dans ce cas, nous voyons le côté moral de ma question, Monsieur le Président. Le Premier ministre, jusqu'ici, a été sauvé par l'honorable Ganou et le Speaker, mais le Premier ministre n'a pas répondu jusqu'ici. Est-ce que le Premier ministre considère-t-il approprié, normal, que son gouvernement, inclus lui-même, doive demander de l'avis juridique à son attorney général sur lequel pèsent des graves allégations de corruption, de bribe, et qui est également son ministre de l'Agriculture responsable de l'attribution des terrains à Écodir Park. Est-ce normal, monsieur le Premier ministre? Au moins, il faut répondre à ça.
Monsieur le Président, premièrement, je n'ai pas dédouané l'attorney général. Il ne passe même pas devant la douane. Qu'est-ce que j'ai à dédouaner? Hein? But let me say repeat again to the honorable member. He should tell me what are the allegations he is alluding to. Il est en train de faire une déclaration générale. I have answered that as at now, I have no report from any relevant institution mentioning any allegation against the Attorney General. Therefore, the question does not arise. But maybe he has a short memory, short-lived memory, not to qualify what kind of memory he has. You know, to a reply, let me refer him to a reply that was made by Dr. Navin Chandra Ramgulam to a PNQ that was put on the 11th of April 2006 in regard to the allegation of fraud and corruption against the Honorable Minister of Housing and Lands concerning the Bel Air Sugar Estate IRS project. I will just quote one answer. The Prime Minister then said, again, and I quote, again I say, don't believe anything you read in the press. Never at any point. It is the same situation. What the Honourable Member is referring to, I also have been reading in the press all sorts of allegations, wild allegations. And I must say, most of them, if not all of them, unfounded as at today. Let me say as at today. Now, let's see how this investigation is going to unfold. But as of today, I have asked the Honourable Member, you come, you make an accusation to this House, tell us what evidence you have. Tell this House, if you are honest and if you're sincere in your allegation, tell this House who has made what allegation against the Attorney General for bribery.
Le Premier ministre de ce pays n'est pas Patrick Assiavaden. Le Premier ministre de ce pays est l'honorable Pravin Jagnat. C'est à vous de répondre. C'est à vous de répondre. Monsieur le Premier ministre, vous parlez d'allégations. Nous entendons tous les jours dans les journaux, pas plus tard que hier.
Order. Don't talk about all sorts of allegations. The press is free. You are in Parliament. If you are referring to a particular allegation, the Honourable Prime Minister told you, come with evidence. Don't impute motives. Don't create allegations. Come with evidence. If you don't have evidence, change question.
Le Premier ministre, c'est clair, le Premier ministre parle à moi d'amener des évidences. Non, c'est au Premier ministre d'éclairer la population sur les allégations de son propre ministre, de Attorney General.
Order. That question of population, enlightening the population needs to be enlightened, please. The population needs to be enlightened both ways, with your question and also with the answer. So there is that you're putting allegations. You have no evidence. So I consider order. No, I'm dealing, this is another issue. Wait, I'm dealing with the move of the question. Your turn will come. Don't worry. Be patient. Be patient.
Mr. Speaker, sir. I'd like to ask Honourable Prime Minister.
Point of order.
Can I refer you, please? Mr. Speaker, sir, can I refer you this time to section 22(1)(h) of our standing orders, where it is clearly stated, every question, including supplementary questions, shall conform to the following rules. A question shall not include the names of persons or statement of facts unless they are necessary to make the question intelligible. And in the case of statement of facts, can be authenticated by the member concerned, nor shall it contain charges which the member asking the question is not prepared to substantiate, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Order. I think the standing order is clear enough. I don't even have to make a ruling.
Mr. Speaker, my question to the Honourable Prime Minister concerns the inquiries ongoing. He says he has no reports of any alleged act of corruption. This is because, I presume, he's saying he has no access to ICAC, what's happening at ICAC. I'd like him to clarify that. So he's not getting any reports from ICAC, so he cannot say whether whatever the other persons have actually involved the Honourable Minister of Agri-Industry. The second one is the police. Now, the police and illegal activities. In September 2020, during COVID restrictions, there was supposed to be, we hear, a stag party, which would be illegal under the circumstances.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
What is the question?
Bear with
Yeah.
me. This is a supplementary question. I allowed you. Put your supplementary question. The population is waiting for your question.
Yes, and looking at you too.
It seems that
Believe
you
me.
have question. You're making a long statement.
Be patient. Be patient.
Making a
Be
long
patient.
statement.
Be patient. So the question is here. What report did you get as to the stag party, which the police are inquiring? Not the ICAC, the police will report to you. What are you saying also that there was no party in September there?
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition, I understand he has not put this question, but he should read the question. We are talking about setting up a commission of inquiry to inquire, right, into certain allegations that have been made in this question by the Honourable Member. And I have answered the issue. The issue is about setting up a commission of inquiry. And I have amply stated, giving the reasons, why it would not serve the purpose, in this case, to set up a commission of inquiry. Let the investigatory bodies do their work. There is the ICAC and the police. And at the end, we will find out, well, hopefully we will see what is going to be the conclusion.
Honourable members, I rule this question has sufficiently been canvassed. I move to the other question. Mr. Leopold. I am sorry. I had to announce that PQB 211 will be replied by Honourable Minister of Land Transport and Light Rail, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Regional Integration, International Trade. PQB 226 will be replied by the Honourable Prime Minister, time permitting. Honourable Leopold.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, B212.
Mr. Speaker, sir, with regard to parts A and B of the question, I am informed by the Commissioner of Police that on Sunday, 5th of March 2023, at around 9:20 hours, following information received, the Police Operations Room, Port-Maturin, requested a police sergeant to proceed to the residence of Police Constable JFC, 30 years old, at Mourou. On arrival, the police sergeant found the body of Police Constable JFC lying in a prone position in a room of his concrete house under construction, with a piece of electrical wire tied to his neck. Following an autopsy carried out, the cause of death was attributed to asphyxia due to hanging. Mr. Speaker, sir, an inquiry has so far revealed that on Saturday, 4th of March 2023, Police Constable JFC, who was on third shift duty, was detailed to perform sentry at MBC police post at Citronelle and was armed with a police revolver. He had reported for duty around 23:15 hours and had allegedly left his post at around 23:40 hours for refreshment. However, he did not return to his site of work, and as I stated earlier, on the next day, he was found dead in his house under construction. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am further informed that an inquiry has also been initiated by police on the loss of the revolver of late Police Constable JFC. During the course of the inquiry, several persons, including Mr. C.A., whom he met during the early hours of Sunday, 5th March 2023, have been interviewed and searches have been carried out. Mr. C.A. was arrested on Thursday, 9th of March 2023, and a provisional charge of larceny of government property has been lodged against him. Bail was denied to the suspect on Thursday, 16th of March 2023, and he was remanded to police cell. On Thursday, 30th of March 2023, the suspect appeared before court and his remand has been extended up to Wednesday, 19th of April 2023. Mr. Speaker, sir, police inquiry on both cases is proceeding.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Can the Honourable Prime Minister, if you have information, to inform the House whether there has been any refresher course for police officers of Rodrigue for handling of weapons after their training?
Well, from what I know, they have, first of all, been trained with regard to the use and the good and safe keeping of revolver during their initial training time. And there are also regular courses with regard to the way and the manner, and there is a protocol also, a very strict protocol with regard to how they should be in possession of their revolver during working hours, and whenever they have to go to attend to, let's say, other needs. I don't want to go into the detail of this case, but to other needs, what is exactly also the protocol with regard to the possession of the revolver.
Honorable Bayat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Second, the Honourable Prime Minister state whether the police force has devised or implemented any stress management program for police officers. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I should have the information. Well, there are the recruits, Mr. Speaker, sir, are provided training on stress management during their initial training by police psychologists to deal effectively with traumatic and emotional situations. And there are simulations exercises that are often carried out with a view to allow them to develop the necessary skills for surmounting stressful and difficult situations.
Time over. Question B219, B220 have been withdrawn. Honourable Gleb.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. B221.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm informed that the waiting list of cataract surgeries as at 1st March 2023 was as follows. 2,389 cases at Subramanian Bharati Eye Hospital with an average waiting time of 23.4 weeks, that is some 6 months, and 293 cases at Suyak Hospital with an average waiting period of 17.8 weeks. Mr. Speaker, sir, as matter stands, around 25 cases of cataract surgeries are being carried out at Subramanian Bharati Eye Hospital on a daily basis. For Suyak Hospital, an average of 20 cases are being performed daily. Both hospitals combined are performing around 800 cases of cataract surgery monthly. Mr. Speaker, sir, patients who have undergone cataract surgery in one eye will have clearer vision compared to the affected eye, which increases the pressure on the treated eye. Thus, in most cases where cataract surgeries are being carried out, patients require a second surgery for the other eye. In addition, it is known that cataract prevalence increases with age, especially after the age of 60 years. Given the increased life expectancy and aging population in Mauritius, more and more people are developing cataract problems. The above issues will continuously impact on the waiting list of cataract surgeries in our hospitals. Mr. Speaker, sir, in view to curtailing the waiting list and providing treatment in time to patients, my ministry is looking into the possibility of performing extra sessions after normal working hours, which would further increase the number of cataract surgeries being done on a daily basis. In addition to the provision of extra sessions, my ministry has already carried out a market sounding exercise, and an evaluation exercise has been carried out with a view to outsourcing cataract surgeries to local private clinics.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I wish to refer to the report of the Director of Audit. And the report mentions that patients have been waiting for more than 5 years to get an appointment for eye surgeries. Can the Minister state the reasons of this delay?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir. With regard to patients who have waited for more than 5 years to get an appointment, I'm informed that these patients were in fact reported to have an incorrect residential addresses or contact numbers in their respective medical file. Additionally, there were also patients who were contacted by phone or sent letters to attend to hospital to get a date for surgery, but these patients did not revert back to the hospital. It is also to be noted that patients who were found to be unfit for surgery were asked to bring back letter of fitness from their treating specialist from other hospitals, but they failed to do so. These patients were even contacted by phone and requested to bring their letters of fitness in view to schedule an appointment for cataract surgeries, but they did not comply. So it means patients waiting for more than 5 years. This is not, it's wrong, whatever it's been said in the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. The report also mentions that surgeries were cancelled. Can the Minister inform the House of the reasons thereof?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir. With regard to cancellation of surgeries due to unavailability of medical items, I am informed that in early 2022, certain surgeries as vitrectomies were cancelled as vitrectomy consumables were unavailable due to delay in the annual procurement of 2020-2021 and unavailability of consumables from suppliers. Further, due to the costly price of vitrectomy packs, purchase could not be done at the level of the procurement unit of my ministry because we have to respect the procurement procedures. Mr. Speaker, sir, for the annual procurement of 2022-2023, part of the purchase of vitrectomy packs were delivered at the Moga Eye Hospital and in January 2023. And additional batches are being delivered according to the shelf life of vitrectomy pack. So the delay in the supply of consumables for cataract surgery was also due to the delay in the delivery beyond the time frame mentioned in the award. So proof of reasons for the delay were provided by the supplier in these cases, but at present, all deliveries of consumables from annual procurement have been done and necessary measures request for purchase. So all these, in the audit report, whatever been mentioned, it was because of delay in the, to receive the consumables for the operation.
Last question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House whether previously there were cataract operations going on at AG G2 Hospital, and if they were stopped, why? Please provide us with some reasons best.
Yes, yes, Mr. Speaker, sir. For the with regard to the ophthalmology service at G2 Hospital, which was closed in September 2021, and was operation since October 2019. So the unit at the hospital comprised of an outpatient clinic, laser clinic, and was also supported by cataract surgeries by performing 20 cataract surgeries weekly. So that equipment was used at G2 Hospital to perform 20 cataract surgeries, or maybe less, during a week. When we transferred this equipment to Suyak Hospital, which is equipped with 2 operation theaters to allow the conduct of surgeries, on a daily basis, these cataract surgeries being performed, as I stated earlier. So that's why the reason, instead of having an equipment placed in a hospital where the services being delivered on a weekly basis, 20 cataract surgeries on a weekly basis, at Suyak Hospital, the same equipment doing 20 surgeries daily. So that is the reason why cataract surgeries have been shifted to Suyak Hospital and making efficient use of such an equipment.
Next question, MP Fikul.
B222.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to inform the House that the Central Water Authority supplies water in 6 district water supply zones across the island, irrespective of constituencies. Beaubassin, for example, is located in the lower Marovacqua water supply zone, and Petite Rivière is located in the Port Louis water supply zone. According to information obtained from the Central Water Authority, a survey was carried out to identify the old and defective pipelines in lower Marovacqua water supply zone in January 2023, and some 60 kilometers of pipelines are required for renewal. Another survey was carried out in February 2022 to identify the old and defective pipelines in the Port Louis water supply zone, and 100 kilometers of old and defective pipeline were identified for renewal. I am further informed that the Central Water Authority has identified some 32.3 kilometers of pipes of most critical in the Port Louis water supply zones, which need to be replaced as a matter of top priority. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I had already informed the House in previous replies, replacement of old and defective pipes is an ongoing program. Pipe replacement works in respect of old and defective pipes are normally carried out by the Central Water Authority under its capital projects and its framework agreement for minor works. Other such pipe replacement works are also undertaken by the Wastewater Management Authority under its sewerage projects, or by the National Development Unit under road infrastructure projects, or by the Metro Express Limited. Mr. Speaker, sir, proposal will be made for funds to be provided in the forthcoming budget for the renewal and upgrading of water supply work on a priority basis. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Monsieur le Président, j'ai 3 questions supplémentaires, si vous me permettez. J'ai compilé une liste, une très longue liste, je dois dire, presque 60 endroits, 57 pour être précise, où il y a des fuites d'eau dans ma circonscription. Et là, j'ai fait le travail que la CWA était censée faire. Certains tuyaux étaient cassés depuis des mois, certains depuis des années. Mes collègues Rajesh Bhagwan, Franco Quirin et moi-même, nous avons à maintes reprises alerté la CWA, mais les réparations sont faites au compte-gouttes. Je dépose donc cette liste à l'Assemblée et une copie à l'honorable ministre pour qu'il puisse prendre connaissance. Et je demande à l'honorable ministre s'il peut donner l'assurance qu'en attendant que les tuyaux soient remplacés, comme il a mentionné, que des mesures soient prises immédiatement afin de réparer toutes ces fuites qui représentent un grand gaspillage d'eau.
Monsieur le Président, je remercie l'honorable membre d'avoir compilé une liste des fuites d'eau dans sa circonscription et qu'elle va me remettre, je comprends, aujourd'hui. Mais peut-être serait bon de conseiller l'honorable membre de faire comme un de ses colistiers, de m'appeler quand il y a une urgence en ce qui concerne des fuites d'eau, et j'agis conséquemment. Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Une question. Bon, j'allais peut-être vous appeler 60 fois. Est-ce que le ministre peut quantifier et donner les chiffres de ces perditions d'eau dans les supply zones qui desservent la circonscription par jour en termes de mètres cubes et en termes d'argent que cela représente?
Monsieur le Président, vous réalisez, c'est une question assez complexe dont je n'ai pas la réponse en ma possession. Je vais naturellement, parce que l'honorable membre a posé cette question, faire le nécessaire et remettre les informations à l'honorable membre ultérieurement. Merci.
Est-ce que le ministre est au courant de la frustration des habitants quand ils voient ces grands gaspillages d'eau à travers toutes ces fuites, même à des moments de sécheresse graves et des restrictions strictes? Et quand ils rapportent ces fuites à la CWA, les réparations prennent un temps déraisonnable, des mois, voire des années. Peut-on savoir pourquoi et comment le ministre compte y remédier?
Monsieur le Président, je comprends que l'honorable membre veut faire croire à la Chambre qu'il y a une grande frustration. Tel n'est pas le cas, Monsieur le Président. Nous avons, ces derniers temps, effectivement, il y a eu des fuites d'eau, ce n'est pas seulement de la circonscription de l'honorable membre. Et on aura encore des fuites d'eau. parce qu'avec le temps, les tuyaux qu'on a s'usent. Les connexions aussi s'usent, Monsieur le Président. Mais l'important, c'est de réparer au plus vite les fuites d'eau. Dans le cas des fuites d'eau à travers l'île, Monsieur le Président, nous avons mis sur place un flying squad qui fait le tour de l'île et s'attelle à réparer les fautes qu'il y a dans diverses régions le plus vite possible, Monsieur le Président. Et je peux rassurer la Chambre qu'au niveau de la CWA, ils font le nécessaire, quand il y a des fuites d'eau, d'intervenir le plus rapidement possible. Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Next question. No. Honorable member, listen to me. The relevance and the number of questions depends upon the speaker. I'll make an announcement about that later on. I'll make an announcement. Next question.
Yes, B223.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as the House is aware, Phase 3 of the Metro Express project connecting Rosehill to Réduit with 2 new stations, namely Eben Cybercity.
Let me remind the House, I hear some noises. I'll make an announcement about that question of questions. Wait.
Mr. Speaker, sir, you said the following words. Tout ce qui m'ont dit fausse. Can you remove the word fausse? Because this is not acceptable, Mr. Speaker.
So be gentlemen. Let's proceed.
Tout ce que l'honorable ministre vient de dire is not accurate.
Not even that. I do not accept that, Mr. Speaker, sir.
No. Honorable Tirin. No, this is not. You're disturbing the House. There is a question to be answered, and you said something not accurate or whatever you said. Please withdraw that, and we proceed. Don't embarrass the House. You withdraw, okay.
Okay, I withdraw if you say so.
Okay, gentlemen, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as the House is aware, Phase 3 of the Metro Express project connecting Rosehill to Réduit with 2 new stations, namely Eben Cybercity Station and Mahatma Gandhi Station, was launched on the 22nd of January 2023, and commercial operations started the next day, that is, some 2 months ago. I am advised that the opening of Phase 3 has led to a steady increase in the light rail ridership, averaging some 50,000 passengers daily. I am further informed that the bulk of the ridership currently occurs during morning and afternoon peaks of weekdays along the Rosehill to Réduit leg, and that the additional number of passengers commuting along the extension is 2,000 daily. Sir, it is important to highlight that the climatic conditions, such as the torrential rains and cyclonic conditions, which occurred during the past month, negatively impacted on the ridership inasmuch as it resulted in closure of schools and universities and hindered mobility in general. Moreover, Phase 3 has only been operational for a very short period, that is 2 months. As has been the case for Phase 1 and 2, the ridership gradually picks up after a period of adaptation from the public. Accordingly, being given that the service along Phase 3 is still in its adaptation phase, the revenue figures would not be a fair indication of the success of this line and would fail to be a reliable yardstick for gauging the light rail over that specific leg. To be fair to the Metro Express Limited, we cannot appraise a project of this magnitude solely on the ridership or revenue achieved during such a short period of time. Sir, I have been informed, furthermore, that Metro Express has proactively conducted a survey amongst the public to analyze the behavior of commuters. As a result, several actions have been undertaken to encourage passengers to commute to Eben and Réduit, namely intensive communication and marketing campaign regarding Metro Express fares, connectivity choices, ME cards, shuttle services through radio partners, stakeholders, and in all social media platforms. Information emails to corporates in Eben, promotion of sale of ME cards, radio shows at Rosil, Eben, and Réduit. Further actions have been taken in terms of stakeholder engagement, whereby, together with Landscope and Rosil Transport, a free shuttle service has been successfully implemented, and this has had a positive impact on the ridership along Phase 3. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, sir, the above shuttle service has enhanced accessibility of the commuters within the Eben Cyber City, where the first and last mile connectivity has been improved. This measure is contributing to make the light rail more convenient to the passengers proceeding to or from Eben, as they may avail of the shuttles to connect more quickly to the place of work from the light rail station and vice versa. The implementation of shuttle services in the region of Eben has proven to be beneficial, with a ridership increase of 15 to 20% recorded commuting to the Eben station. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, sir, it is to be noted that the foot-over bridge connecting Eben station to the Cyber City is currently being fitted with escalators, lifts, and a full-fledged canopy. Once these facilities are operational, it will provide an even better pedestrian connectivity for commuters and contribute to ridership. It is expected also, Mr. Speaker, sir, that with the upcoming extension of the line towards Moka, Saint-Pierre, and Côte d'Or, the ridership along the Metro Express alignment will increase, given its role as a gateway to the east.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm not too sure whether you've noticed, but I had asked the Honourable Minister to give information about the total revenue collected to date. The Minister has not replied to the substantive question. Is that in order, you reckon?
Speaker, sir, I must inform the Honourable Member and the House also, Metro Express Limited is a private company, is a private state-owned company, providing information related to revenue is commercially sensitive at this stage. And this is why, instead of answering the precise question with regard to the revenue collected, which is a commercially sensitive information, I have played the card of transparency, and I have given all the information to him with regard to the number of passengers traveling every day and with the whole question of ridership.
I strongly beg to differ. The Minister has not been transparent at all. This project has been funded to the tune of 4.55 billion rupees from public funds. He himself said it in the House. Where does the private company come into play? This is our money, this is your money, Mr. Speaker, sir. The Minister must be transparent, and because I know for sure this line is a total failure. The Minister has just said himself that the ridership per day is 2,000.
Put a question, Honourable Member, put a question.
Can I ask the Honourable Minister
That's better.
whether he will concede to the fact that the line itself is a total failure in the light of the scanty figure that he has just given, 2,000 riders per day, when he himself in Parliament stated on 25th of May 2020, yes, this is my question, B486, that the expected ridership on this line is 15,000 passengers per day.
Speaker, sir, with regard to the figures of 2,000 which I just mentioned, the Honourable Member seems to be taking this figure to prove his point that this project, that this extension is not viable. But let me remind him, Mr. Speaker, sir, even for phase one, when we first launched the commercial operations in 2020 along the Port-Louis to Rosehill corridor, despite the buzz at that time which the Metro created, the novelty that it offered, and the keen interest from the merchant public at the time, the initial daily ridership was around 10,000 to 12,000 passengers for 7 stations from Rosehill, from Port-Louis to Rosehill over a stretch of 12 kilometers. Now, as regard for the phase 3, the extension we are talking about, The alignment is from Rosehill to Réduit. It spans only on 2 stations. And for the first few months of commercial operation, we are achieving a ridership of approximately 2,000 per day for only 2 stations over a stretch of 3.4 kilometers. From these figures, we can deduct, Mr. Speaker, sir, that initial daily ridership of phase 3, launched only 2 months ago, is comparable to the initial daily ridership of phase 1 and is therefore consistent with such an operation that only started recently, considering the early period of implementation of the project in this region with the numerous exogenous factors that has affected the metro ridership as discussed above. Let us compare same with same. Port Louis to Rosehill, 7 stations, 10,000 people. Rosehill to Réduit, 2 stations, it's 2,000 people. When you compute the figures, it's the same, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Last question.
Yes. Time and again, we've asked for the feasibility to be tabled in this House, but it has never been tabled. Can I ask the Honourable Minister to think along these lines? I'm going to give him some figures because he's not providing. For an investment of 4.55 billion rupees, based on interest rate conservatively put of 5%, the expected return on this capital investment, excluding running costs, operational costs, and shuttle service, should at least bring to the Metro Express Limited 19 million rupees per month. I can give him my calculations if he wants to. I've done it for him. So, based on this, I'm going to question him again next time. I would like, because he's mentioned compared like with like, I'm going to put a question again to him next time, if he can bring figures to the House so that we know that our public money is not being wasted.
Speaker, I replied that it is unfair to appraise a project of such a magnitude solely on the ridership, on the revenue it has just started to achieve during such a short period of time. So we must take into consideration that the service along this phase 3, this extension, is still in its adaptation phase.
The table is advised that PQ B258, B265, B279, B269, B245, B273, B290, B251, B281, B294 have been withdrawn. Honourable members, I suspend the sitting for 1.5 hours.